Alright, so the story I'm going to be reading to you guys is talking about what's dealing with race relations and racial and ethnicity between two different races. And after I get done reading the story, I want to hear you guys' reaction and we can have a small discussion on maybe personal stories or experiences that you have or just anything that can add to our discussion so it can be fruitful.
Okay.
Alright, so it's called Hitting Dante. I suspected it was a big, bad sixth grader who first came up to me talking about my mama. I can imagine the scene, this sixth grader marching up to me on the Franklin Elementary School playground and getting in my face. And I was thinking, how did she know my mother? Like, did she see my mom picking me up after school? Did my mom come down here one time and I didn't know about it? So, after reading the story, I kind of want to hear you guys' initial reaction to it. I don't know if you would need me to reiterate some parts or not, or how you want to go about this. Because I know, well, let me just start off. I know with my personal experience, like living in Milwaukee, first off, Milwaukee is one of the most segregated cities in the U.S. I'm pretty sure it's either number one or number two. So, and it's weird coming from the north side of Milwaukee. It's basically, I want to say, 96, 97% African American. And I know literally crossing over the 27th Street Bridge onto the south side from the north side is nothing but Hispanics over across the bridge. And it's like the stark contrast is ridiculous. So I want to know, going along the lines of like racial segregation or anything going on that you just heard from the story that I read. Like any personal experiences that you had with different races, like clashing or...
I'm used to like the story. I saw it, like I saw it happen with teasing and stuff and all of that stuff.
Was it like teasing between black kids towards white kids, or were there a mixture of races?
Well, at North, when I went to North High, my sophomore year, it was the Asians against the black kids. Yeah, that was going on. They had a whole bunch of lunchroom fights. It was just crazy. It's a lot of stuff.
What do you think was like the background of like the whole racial conflict?
How they both like, okay, it's like Asian people, they're smart and stuff, and then the black kids. It was like a whole bunch of teasing. Like the Asians would tease the black kids about them not being smart or whatever. And then it was Asian cliques joining up, like they was making cliques, and then the black kids were making cliques in schools. And then the black kids would call the Asian kids some chinks. What is it called? Huh? They'll say that, and they'll say something. They'll call them something else. But it was just like how usual, the usual racism and stuff. Like, just crazy. Chinese food, they throw A-rolls at them.
Yeah, it's always been that like stereotype where like Asian kids were generally smarter like math and science, and black kids like weren't as smart like overall. So I can understand how that came about. Do anybody else?
Right now, the only thing I got is right now there's this kid in my school.
Tell me where you go to school though.
Seminary High School.
He doesn't know where that is though.
Inver Grove Heights, Cahill and 80th.
It's a suburb.
Yeah,
okay.
He doesn't go to the city anymore. He used to.
But anybody who seems like they're from the deep ghetto or the hood or whatever you want to call it, he'll say you want to be gangster, you want to be one of the real G's and stuff because you walking around sad and you got your hat tilted one way. And if you come near him looking like you're in a gang or something, he'll just start saying stuff and it just doesn't seem right because like I do sag, I wear my hat a certain way. Well, I'm telling the truth, but
yeah,
I wear my hat a certain way, and I do all that other stuff. I don't rap a gang or anything, but whenever I come near him or any one of my friends comes near him, he always says that, and we tell him that we're not trying to be ghetto. If we are, we are. If we ain't, we ain't. And
Who is the dude? What is he, black?
no, he's white. He's like I think he's a sophomore and junior. But I played soccer with him, and ever since I met him, he's just been like,
What's the point?
I don't know.
Oh, his friends like that too?
A few of them, yeah.
Uh,
Like the whole group that he hangs out with at lunch, it's his lunch table. Outside of lunch, it's about 15 more of them. In class, he does it. And so,
well, how would you feel about, like, I know do on the others, that's the same, do on the others as you want them to do on yourself? Or however that saying goes, but you know what I'm trying to say. But, I mean, do you kind of retaliate against, a backlash against that?
the only thing I've done to him was I snapped on him. Like a few days ago, I said that I don't care if you think I'm ghetto or not. Just stop saying that because how I am is how I am, and you don't need to care. And that's all I said. I didn't swing at him. I didn't push him or nothing. But well, I did. I was mad. I was really mad. Where I did say that I was gonna knock him out, but I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not.
Yeah, okay. No order to promote violence now. So how do you feel like, with you saying that, do you feel like it kind of changed? Or he's still acting the same way?
It's the same.
Uh,
I mean, he doesn't bump into me anymore or nothing. Because he used to.
Oh, okay.
Now he doesn't touch me or anything.
well, I mean, as long as you establish like a certain respect for yourself and that you like spoke up for yourself, I'm pretty sure that he kind of got that message, even though he didn't get it fully, because he's still, of course, he's still talking like that. But as long as you say he don't bump into you no more, you kind of establish a certain level of respect for yourself without using like physical contact or anything like that.
Like, I ain't no gangster, but I can take it too, man.